Just a little taste of freedom made a Chinese youth rethink the communism society he grew up in. But the wish to know more about the outside world brought him danger and forever changed his life. NTD's Penny Zhou reports.
You may have heard of VPN or virtual private network. It disguises your IP address when you go online and tricks the internet into believing you are in some other locations. In America, many people use them to watch Netflix shows only available in certain countries. But in communist China, using VPNs is much more serious than hurting the feelings of Netflix. People may end up getting arrested by Chinese police and have their lives ruined for it. And that's exactly what happens to Chen Yuzhen, a 24-year-old recent college graduate. He has escaped China and now lives in South Korea. To protect his identity and the safety of his family and friends who still live in China, we gave him a pseudonym.
I thought China should be more open by now. What kind of era are we living in? Things that are that absurd shouldn't happen, but it did happen to me, myself. That's when I realized how dangerous it is to use a VPN.
Chen got in trouble for using a VPN to get around the Chinese regime's internet censorship called the Great Firewall. The virtual wall blocks Chinese residents from accessing websites that contain contents critical of the Chinese Communist regime, including YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But Chen wasn't really watching anything that should strike the nerve of the CCP. He used a VPN mainly to follow YouTubers who make lifestyle contents.
It was really just life-related, but they still wanted to control me. I was not watching anything political. Seriously, I used to be a little pink, and I never cared about politics.
Little Pink refers to young Chinese netizens who are fervent supporters of the CCP. They lash out against anyone who criticizes China or the Chinese regime, both in China and abroad. But Chen started to gradually change his views after he went to Taiwan as an exchange student. Communist China has never ruled the democratic island, but has long claimed it as its own territory. There, Chen witnessed a different way to care about one's country.
One time, there was a Taiwanese student group saying they were going to go to the Luodong or Yilan municipal government to protest. So I just followed my classmates and went there. We set up camps in front of the government building. My classmates and I were there. We were helping and encouraging each other. And then I just felt so touched. I realized what it's like to care about social issues.
He was also amazed at how the Taiwanese people react to different views.
When I was in Taiwan, I told people there were good things in China, or I talked about a lot of things they didn't like, but they would not attack me. They respected different views.
After going back to China, he started to comment online about social problems once in a while. He felt he was just voicing his opinions in a rational way and said nothing out of line. But Chinese police thought otherwise.
My account on Chinese social media Zhihu was shut down, and then my WeChat account was also shut down.
And one early morning last June, plainclothes police officers broke into the apartment he and his friends shared and started searching. Everything was turned upside down in no time.
I asked what department they belonged to, but they refused to answer. They just kept searching everywhere and looking for electronic devices, mobile phones, and others. They asked if I had connections to any foreign forces, whether I had joined any organizations, and so on, which I really had not. Then they asked if we had any foreign classmates or friends that we keep in touch with and asked us to show them. That's when they saw we have a VPN app on our phones and some chat history which we didn't delete. They saw it all.
The police also found out Chen had shared the VPN software with others, and that made them even more unhappy. Chen eventually faced a criminal charge that may land him up to 7 years in prison. Chinese officials claim VPNs are permitted in China, but they have to be approved by authorities. The Chinese regime in 2017 cracked down on unauthorized VPNs and arrested multiple people. Beijing then officially criminalized unauthorized VPNs in 2018. For Chen, it was not easy waiting for his sentence.
I was really anxious. Every day I could not sleep well. If you are sentenced because of a criminal charge, your life is tainted. And I think this isn't good, because it will have an impact on the future of my next generation, my son or daughter. It will affect them if they were to take any exams or if they want to enter the government for work. So out of such considerations, I thought I should escape that place.
Although he was forced to go into exile, Chen said he doesn't believe it's sustainable for the Chinese regime to impose social control by arresting people.
There are just so many people bypassing the firewall nowadays. If you want to arrest them, you will not be able to arrest them all.
Chen has since started a YouTube channel where he shared his views on social issues. His latest episode is titled, "Loving China is not the same as loving the Communist Party." Penny Zhou, NTD News.